Hey, what's up? It's JJ, and of course, it's good to see you. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I am looking forward to sharing with you coaching point number 5. We've covered 4 so far, and we got 4 more to go. So it's sort of like halftime for us. Now, as you can see, I'm here in the middle of the desert in Scottsdale, Arizona, where I now live. I'm actually originally from Portland, Oregon, but now we live down here in Scottsdale. A little different than what we're used to, but definitely loving the sun. Quite a few animals that we see running through the area. I've seen tons of snakes and javelinas, and yes, I have seen roadrunner and coyote come through here too. But the animal I've probably seen the most is rabbits. I've seen so many rabbits. They're all over the place. They're very quick and fast animals too. All right, so let's talk a little bit about track and field. Do we have any track and field fans out there? Anyone love track and field? Yeah. It's actually my favorite sport. Yeah, it's not football, it's track and field. I love watching track and field. There's something about watching athletes push themselves to higher levels when you talk about speed and jumping ability and throwing events. But my favorite events are probably the long distance races. I love watching the long distance races because there's more to it than what you see. There's a lot of strategy involved, some tactical things taking place. And what's interesting is that probably one of the most strategic things that happens in a long distance race is when they put a rabbit in the race. No, I'm not talking about a literal rabbit. I'm actually talking about that person who's placed in the race and their job is to run at a fast pace, a fast tempo at the beginning of the race. They call that individual the rabbit. And the whole goal is to run at a little faster clip than the group, a nice fast pace that allows these other runners to kind of, run right behind them and run a nice fast pace at the beginning of the race. Eventually the rabbit drops out, but if they've done their job, they've set a nice fast tempo that allows those other runners to continue to run at that clip and ultimately run a pretty amazing time. Personal record or maybe even a world record. I always thought it'd be kind of interesting if the rabbit actually stayed in the race and didn't drop out, but I've yet to see that. So let's talk a little bit about the rabbit in the area of life or achievement, because I want you to be the rabbit. I want you to be the pace setter. I want you to set the tempo. Now this tip is more applicable if you're involved in something that requires you to work with the group or team or partners, and their success or their effort directly impacts your success. All right? So what I'm saying is that I want you to set the pace. I want you to be the rabbit. I want you to get out there and set that tempo and not to wait on anyone else to set the example. Because if you're able to set a nice, intense pace, it can have a positive effect on you and the success of everyone else around you. There's a saying in my industry that someone I know very well has said this more than once, but I love this one too. It says that the speed of the group is determined by the speed of the leader. Think about that. The speed of the group is determined by the speed of the leader. So basically what we're saying here is that if you're able to go out there and set this intense pace, this nice tempo, a couple things are going to happen here. Those that are committed, those that are serious, these ones that you work with, those that have the same determination and drive and vision that you have, when you set that pace, they're going to follow you. They're going to run right along with you and run with you side by side. Those that aren't serious, those that don't have the same drive or determination, you know what they're going to do? They're going to quit. They're going to drop along the wayside. So if you're able to be this rabbit and set this clip, what you've done is you're able to ultimately find out who's serious. And now you're running with the right people, the right team, and collectively you all can achieve success and achieve your goal. Remember, you are the key. You need to go out and set the pace. You need to go and make it happen. If you can be the rabbit, watch and see what happens. Now, as we move on to coaching point number 6 tomorrow, it's appropriate to follow up with this one because it goes nicely with this concept of being the rabbit, because I want you to set the pace and all that. But I do need to give you one other caution, one other little warning, and I'll share that with you tomorrow in coaching point number 6. So enjoy your day, and of course, always remember, stay positive.